The Color of Your Eyes, written by Blackcatsassin, read by gutterratt1213. Chapter 13, Painting. I lay on my bed for a while, feeling empty. The pain consumed me and everything I could feel. I got up because my throat was feeling dry from all the crying, so I got myself a glass of water. I washed my face and combed my messy hair. Then I went to the desk to write a note for the Gates of Hope to auction my painting off and use the money to help others. I taped the note to the painting, then I grabbed my backpack and put all of my belongings in it. After I was done fixing my appearance, I didn't waste time and started packing my things. Afterward, I went to the front desk. Thankfully, no one was there. I put the key card and a note saying that I went home on the desk. Then I went out the door, heading to the church to put the painting where I knew the members of the Gates of Hope would usually meet up. I passed by people, but I hardly paid any attention to my surroundings. I passed the bridge where Phil almost kissed me, reminding me that he was probably waiting for me. Guilt washed over me for not at least saying goodbye, but I was determined to put everything about Duskwood behind me, Phil included. Still, from all the people in Duskwood, aside from Alan, he acknowledged my sacrifices. I was deep in my thoughts, thinking about my situation. I had to let go. I cannot cling to false hopes and illusions. I was very hurt, but the more I remember how happy and well they were, the more I accepted my fate. They're doing all right and are happy together. That's all that should matter. There was simply no room for me. It was just not meant to be. The streets were emptier now. The more I walked towards the church, I could see no signs of any person around me. Usually that would make me feel on edge, but right now I just didn't care. I wanted to go home, and the very last train leaving Duskwood would come in an hour. Before then, I wanted to be at the station. I reached the building of the Gates of Hope. I saw posters of upcoming events and other information plastered on the door. I didn't waste any time and left the painting there. I let out a sigh. This was the last thing I could do. Now there's nothing left for me here, and I can finally go home. For my own mental health, I have to close the chapter on Duskwood for good. I turned around and left the church, heading alone towards the train station. As I was going through a very dimly lit area, I could hear a couple of footsteps behind me. I was too sad and too exhausted to pay any attention to my surroundings. Only when I suddenly heard the footsteps starting to sprint did I turn around. Someone pressed a cloth to my face, and I immediately went into fighting mode. I raised my hands and tried to scratch at the person's face. They cursed, and I fell. Then they got on top of me and pressed the cloth again. I tried to struggle, but my body became limp. The last thought I had before I lost consciousness was that no one will miss me or realize that I was gone.